So to conclude today, I'd like to invite David Reeves, Head of Collections at Auckland Museum, who's going to tell us about the Hillary Archive and the importance of this painting. David.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Clive, for the invitation. Thank you, Mark, and June. Lovely to see you again. The Hillary Archive, the Auckland Museum is very fortunate to be the custodians and the guardians of the archive of writings, of documents, of images from Ed's life and work. And this archive, which is very extensive, came to us following Ed's passing. And after a little while, once it had been properly catalogued and stored in a fit state, we applied to the UNESCO Memory of the World programme, which is allied. Some of you will know about the UNESCO World Heritage Sites programme all over the world. There's an equivalent one for documentary heritage. And Ed's archive was submitted and was very willingly added to the New Zealand Register of the Memory of the World of Significant Documents and Archives. Having got success there in 2013, we thought, right, we're not stopping, we're going to promote this forward to the International Register. And 2 years later, we were fortunate to have the Sir Edmund Hillary Archive inscribed on the International Register of the UNESCO Memory of the World programme. Just to show you how special this is, there are only 3 entries from New Zealand on that international register, one of which is the Treaty of Waitangi, and the other is the Women's Suffrage Petition, both held in Wellington by Archives New Zealand. So the third item on the international register is the Sir Ed Archive. We are, and I'd just like to say, Tom, the portrait of which you spoke is still there. It was there this morning when we left work, where, by the way, it wasn't raining. So we didn't manage to bring any sunshine with us down over the Bombay Hills today. So thank you, Clive, for the conversations we've had about where this wonderful portrait should end up, and the conversations you've had with my colleague Sean Higgins, who's our curator of pictorial, who's in the middle of the crowd here. We're very grateful for the generosity and the possibilities that we were able to speak of. The museum, of course, collects broadly, particularly the lives and documents around extraordinary New Zealanders. Clearly, Ed Hillary was an extraordinary New Zealander, but today I think we're recognising that there's another extraordinary New Zealander in the room, and that is you. The life you have given in service to New Zealanders, your particular affinity with the Himalayas, with Antarctica, and with the role of women in mountaineering and women in trekking. That's all about you, and your long association with the Himalayan Trust also. And the museum was fortunate to add the Himalayan Trust archive alongside Ed's archive a few years ago. So I'll conclude there. The portrait will eventually make its way north and take pride of place amongst the many collections that relate to Sir Edmund Hillary, but his wider family and the work that he and many others have done on behalf of New Zealand. And it's an enormous honour to do that. I don't think we can call you a museum piece. We won't do that. And Rebecca, it's wonderful to have you added to the museum's collections as well. And I wish you well for what I think is going to be a fantastic career ahead of you. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, David. Look, that just about wraps it up, but finally again, thanks to Clive and Dorothy for their work in bringing this to where it is now. Our last thing, we're going to ask Heather and Catherine to make a little presentation to June and Rebecca. Yeah.